6 reasons why people leave you after 70 and how to stop it. Even your family house feels quieter now, doesn't it? The phone sits silent on the counter, the doorbell a rare visitor. You're past 70, maybe inching toward 80, and the world you once knew, the one filled with chatter. Visits. The warmth of family seems to be slipping away. It's not just the neighbors who've drifted or the friends who've faded. Sometimes it's your own flesh and blood, your kids, your grandkids, even your spouse if they're still here. You wonder where they've gone, why the space around you feels so wide, so empty. It hurts. A sharp, quiet ache that settles in your chest when you realize the people you've poured your life into, decades of love, sacrifice, late-night worries, aren't as close as they once were. You're not imagining it. After 70, people do leave, not always with fanfare, but with a slow, steady drift. It's not your fault, not entirely, but it stings all the same. The good news: you're not powerless. You can stop it, or at least slow it, reclaiming the connections that matter most, even now. I've listened to seniors like you, wise, weathered souls who've crossed 70, and their stories break my heart and lift it, too. They've taught me why this happens and how to turn it around. Not with grand gestures, but with small, steady steps. So let's sit together, you and I, as if we're sharing coffee at your kitchen table, and I'll walk you through the 6 reasons people leave after 70, even your family, and how to keep them close. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding, healing, and living lightly in a season that's still yours to shape. Reason number 1, you've become a stranger to their world. Life after 70 slows for you, fewer errands, quieter days, but for your family, it's a whirlwind. Kids juggle jobs and mortgages, grandkids chase school and screens. They're sprinting while you're strolling, and over time, you feel like a relic, a voice from a past they don't quite grasp. You talk about rotary phones or ration books, and their eyes glaze over. They stop calling because they don't know how to bridge the gap. Take Margaret, 74. Her daughter, Lisa, stopped visiting as often after Margaret kept recounting tales of her 1960s childhood. I thought she'd love the stories, Margaret told me, her voice cracking, but she'd just nod and check her phone. Lisa wasn't cruel, she was lost. And sure how to connect across decades. How to stop it, step into their world, ask about their lives, their apps, their stresses, their wins. What's that game you're playing? Or how's work these days? Shows you care about their now, not just your then. Margaret started texting Lisa silly emojis, clumsy at first, but it sparked chats, then visits. Meet them halfway, and they'll linger longer. Wisdom. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust wrote, "See their world, and they'll see you." Reason number 2, you lean too hard on them. After 70, life gets heavier, aches, bills, a house that's too big. It's tempting to lean on family, to call your son for every fix or your daughter for every worry. But when you do, you shift from parent to burden, and they pull back, not from lack of love, but exhaustion. Ed, 78, felt this sting. Widowed and lonely, he rang his son Tom. Daily leaky faucets, doctor's visits, just to talk. Tom tried, but his own kids and job left him stretched thin. Calls dwindled to once a week, then once a month. I didn't mean to push him away, Ed said, tears in his eyes. I just didn't know who else to turn to. How to stop it? Build a wider net. Hire a handyman, chat with a neighbor, join a senior group. Lean on family for love, not logistics. Share a laugh, not a chore list. Ed found a walking buddy at the park. His calls to Tom became lighter, warmer, and Tom started calling back. Balance keeps them close. Wisdom. The best way to keep good acts in memory is to refresh them with new. Francis Bacon said, "Offer joy, not weight, and they'll stay." Reason number 3, you've stopped growing after 70. It's easy to settle, same routines, same chair, same complaints. Family sees you as static, a snapshot of who you were, not who you could be. They drift because they think you've closed the book, and they don't know how to turn the page with you. Clara, 81, noticed her grandkids stopped visiting. They'd say, "Grandma's always the same," she told me, heart flickering in her eyes. She'd sit, knit, grumble about the weather and changing. Predictable. They loved her, but they didn't know her anymore. How to stop it, keep growing. Try new recipe. Watch a show they love. Plant a flower. Show them you're still alive, not just surviving. Clara took up birdwatching shaky binoculars, and Anne texted her grandkids photos. They started coming over, curious, eager. Growth pulls them back. Wisdom, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing, George Bernard Shaw said. Stay curious, and they'll stay near. Reason number 4, you hold tight to the past memories or treasures after 70. First loves, big wins, family holidays. But if you cling too hard, replaying remember when like a broken record. Family feels trapped in a museum, not a relationship. They leave because they can't live in yesterday with you. George, 76, lost his daughter's visits this way. Every chat circled back to her childhood bike rides, old dogs until she snapped at, I'm 40 now. She didn't resent the past. She just needed him present. I thought it'd bring us closer, George sighed. It pushed her away. Instead, how to stop it, live in there today. Ask, what's new with you? Not remember that time, share a memory. Then pivot, tie it to there now. George started asking about his daughter's job, weaving in a quick you always loved a challenge. She stayed longer, smiling. The past binds when it bends, not breaks, the moment. Wisdom, the art of life is to live in the present moment, Emmett Fox wrote. Meet them there, and they'll meet you back. Reason number 5, you push them away with bitterness. It can sour you aches, losses, a world that moves too fast. After 70, it's easy to snap, to grumble, to let bitterness seep out. Family feels it, the sharp words, the heavy sighs, and they tiptoe away. Not from anger, but sadness. Lillian, 73, saw this unfold. Widowed and arthritic, she'd bark at her son over small things, late calls, messy grandkids. I didn't mean it, she told me, voice trembling. But it's hard to feel good. Her son's visits shrank to holidays. Then cards. She wasn't cruel, just hurting. And it built a wall. How to stop it, soften the edges. Breathe before you speak. Find one good thing to say, thanks for calling or you look happy. Tend your own joy walk, sip tea, laugh at a show. Lillian started painting, shaky strokes that eased her heart. Her son noticed, and their talks warmed. Kindness keeps them close. Wisdom, you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger, Buddha said. Let it go, and they'll stay. Reason number 6, they think you don't need them after 70. You've mastered independence, paying bills, cooking alone, weathering storms. Family sees your strength and assumes you're fine. Drifting off because they don't feel wanted, even your kids, who once clung to you, now think you've got it handled. Helen, 79, felt this keenly. Self-reliant since her husband's death, she rarely asked her daughters for help. I didn't want to bother them, she said. But their calls faded, they assumed she preferred solitude. I miss them so much, she whispered. Eyes wet. How to stop it? Show you need them not for survival, but connection. Say, I'd love your company. Or can you tell me about your day? Small asks help with a jar, or write, remind them they're valued. Helen invited her daughters for tea, admitting, I'm lonely sometimes. They came, stayed, returned. Need keeps them near. Wisdom, to be needed is a blessing, to need is a strength, an old proverb says. Let them in, and they'll linger. Living connected after 70, people leave after 70, not always by choice, but by drift. Yet you can stop it, weaving a web of love that holds. Margaret bridged the gap, Ed lightened his load. Clara grew anew, George lived present. Lillian softened, Helen opened up, you can too. Stay healthy, walk the block, eat your greens, rest well, stay warm, smile, listen, share. Stay you wise, weathered, worthy. The life so short, the craft so long to learn, Chaucer wrote. After 70. The craft is connection, master it. And they'll stay. You're not alone unless you let yourself be. Reach out. And watch them reach back. Living connected after 70, the clock ticks softly in the corner, marking time you can't quite grasp anymore. You're past 70 now, maybe 75, 78. Or nudging 80, and the days feel like they're slipping through your fingers. Swift and silent, the house echoes with a stillness that wasn't there before. The phone doesn't ring as often, the mailbox holds more bills than letters, and the voices of family, your kids, your grandkids, even old friends seem to fade into the distance. It's not that they've walked away with purpose, slamming doors or cutting ties. No, it's subtler. Sadder, adrift, a slow unraveling of the threads that once tied you tight. You feel it, don't you? That quiet ache when you realize the people you've loved most, those you fed, hugged, worried over through sleepless nights, aren't as close as they used to be. After 70, people leave not always by choice, but by the pull of life's currents. Kids get swallowed by careers and carpools, friends fade into their own struggles or silence, and even your spouse, if they're still beside you, might drift into their own world of memory or routine. It's not betrayal, it's just how time bends, how age shifts the ground beneath you. But here's the secret, spoken from one heart to another, you don't have to let it happen. People leave after 70 not always by choice, but by drift, yet you can stop it, weaving a web of love that holds them close. You've spent decades building bonds, pouring your soul into others, and that strength is still yours. After 70, connection isn't lost, it's waiting to be reclaimed, thread by thread, with intention and grace. I've sat with seniors, wise, weathered folks who've crossed this milestone, and their stories show the way. So let's sit together, as if we're sharing a warm drink by the fire, and I'll guide you through why this drift happens and how to pull them back, not with force, but with a love that lasts. Why they drift and how to hold them. 1. Their lives speed up, yours slow down after 70. Your rhythm shifts, fewer deadlines, quieter hours, but your family's racing, kids with jobs, grandkids with homework, a world spinning faster than you can follow. They don't mean to leave you behind. They just don't know how to slow down and find you. Eleanor, 76, felt this with her son, Mark. He's always rushing, she told me, her voice tinged with longing. Mark's calls dropped to quick check-ins, his visits to holidays. She'd talk about her garden, he'd mention meetings. The gap widened, not from lack of love, but pace. How to hold them, step into their speed. Text a quick thinking of you or ask, what's keeping you busy? Eleanor started sending Mark photos of her roses, short, sweet, and he'd reply with his own snapshots, a coffee break, his dog. Small bridges closed the distance, he visited more, lingering. Meet their tempo, and they'll meet yours. Wisdom, the life so short, the craft so long to learn, Chaucer wrote. Learn their rhythm, and they'll stay in yours. 2. They feel you don't need them, you're a rock after 70, self-sufficient, steady, a survivor of decades. You pay your bills, cook your meals, manage your days. Family sees this strength and assumes you're fine, drifting away because they don't feel essential. James, 79, lived this, widowed and proud. He rarely asked his daughters for help. I didn't want to be a bother, he said, eyes downcast. Their calls faded. Visits shrank, they thought he preferred his solitude. I needed them more than ever, he admitted. Voice breaking. How to hold them, show your need, not weakness, but one. Say, I'd love to hear your voice, or can you stop by? James invited his girls for supper, confessing, it's quieter without you. They came, stayed, returned his need, wove them back. Vulnerability isn't burden, it's glue. Wisdom, to love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides, David Viscott said. Let them shine on you, and they'll stay close. Point 3. You've settled into a shell after 70. Routine can cocoon you, same chair, same shows, same sighs about the news. Family sees you as fixed, a statue of who you were, and they drift, unsure how to reach the you beneath the habits. Clara, 73, noticed her grandkids pulling back. They'd say, Grandma's boring, she told me, heart flickering in her smile. She'd knit, watch reruns, repeat and changing. They loved her, but they didn't know her anymore. How to hold them, break the shell. Try a new hobby, ask their advice, surprise them. Clara bought a puzzle her grandson liked, fumbled at first, then texted him for help. He came over, grinning, and they puzzled together. Freshness draws them in, it says you're still growing. Wisdom, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Neil Donald Walsh wrote. Step out, and they'll step in. 4. You cling to yesterday. Memories glow brighter after 71st dances, family trips, the smell of your kid's hair. But if you live there too long, replaying the past like a favorite song. Family feels stuck, unable to join you in today. They drift, not from rejection, but distance. Henry, 77, lost his daughter's closeness this way. Every chat circled back her pigtails, hold pets until she sighed, "Dad, that's all you talk about." She didn't hate the stories. She just needed him now. "I thought it'd keep us tight," Henry said, regret heavy. How to hold them, anchor in the present. Ask, what's new, not remember when. Tie a memory to today you loved exploring. What's your latest adventure? Henry asked his daughter about her work, weaving in. You were always curious. She stayed talking. Now keeps them near. Wisdom, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it, the chat hen said. Live there, and they'll live with you. 5. Your pain pushes them away. Age brings scars, physical, emotional, a world that feels unfair. After 70, it's easy to vent, grumble about aches, snap at delays. Family feels the sting. Not of your words, but your hurt, and they pull back, unsure how to fix it. Lillian, 75, saw this unfold. Widowed and arthritic, she'd grouse to her son whether doctors, nobody cares. He'd listen, then call less, visit rarely. I didn't mean to hurt him, she said. Tears welling. I was just tired. Her pain built a wall she didn't see. How to hold them, ease the hurt, yours and theirs. Breathe, smile, share a bright spot. Your call made my day. Tend your joy, paint, walk, hum a tune. Lillian started gardening, texting her sunflower pics. He called more, drawn to her light. Warmth pulls them close. Wisdom, holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. As saying goes. Let it go, and they'll stay. 6. They're afraid of losing you after 70. Your ears show gray hair, slower steps, a cough that lingers. Family sees it, feels the shadow of goodbye, and drifts not from indifference, but fear. They don't know how to face it, so they fade instead. Rose, 80, felt this with her grandkids. Healthy but frail looking, she'd joke about old bones, and they'd laugh, then vanish for weeks. They're scared, her daughter admitted. They don't want to think about you gone. Rose ached for their chatter. How to hold them, show life, not loss. Laugh, plan a small outing, say, I'm here now. Rose baked cookies with them, giggling over spills, no talk of endings, just moments. They came back. Fear eased by love. Presence keeps them near. Wisdom, do not fear death so much, but rather the inadequate life. Bertolt Brecht wrote, live fully, and they'll live with you. Weaving the web of love. People leave after 70, not always by choice, but by drift, yet you can stop it. Weaving a web of love that holds. Eleanor bridged time. James opened up. Clara broke free. Henry stayed present. Lillian softened. Rose shone bright. You can too. Stay healthy, stretch by the window. Sip soup, rest deep. Stay connected, call, listen, laugh. Stay alive, grow, share, love. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance, Alan Watts said. After 70, the dance is your step in, and they'll step with you. You're not drifting unless you let go. Hold on, and watch them hold you back.